Good morning, welcome to TERRA at Home. I'm here with Nicola Espinet from Lug, and TERRA, all of our TERRA locations carry this product, Lug.
Yes.
That I'm sure most Canadians and now pretty much all over the place, that people are very familiar with these products now. I mean, you've really expanded your line as well. So let's talk about Lug. I had no idea Lug originated so local to us.
That's right, that's right. Lug is a Canadian company, and what we love about the line is that it was developed by two young upstarts, and they have just done a phenomenal job, and it's out of Markham. We're just so happy to see its success and that it's a Canadian company.
And I guess so years ago, you know, as we all know, lovely Oprah Winfrey featured this particular bag on her show as one of her favorite products. That we all know also really just helps to draw attention to a product.
That's right.
And it's from there, I mean, you guys have just expanded and grown.
Oprah fell in love with the puddle jumper, and it really was the Midas touch for us, because what happened with the line after this, it really became a brand. And we love playing the game Spot the Lug. So when you're at the airport and you see all over this great Lug logo, and this bag has so many wonderful features that made it easy for her to fall in love with. It has, for us, perhaps one of the best features of all of our bags. It has an extra storage compartment that you can put your wet, your dirty, your stinky, and you still have a full storage room inside.
Right.
So this bag is just a wonderful bag and sells extremely well for us.
I think the one thing with Lug is that you can really definitely point, there's just a lot of nooks and crannies and pockets. And people love that because there's just options and places to put things, right?
Exactly. Every time you open a pocket, you're going to see that there's just more features inside. And even things like magnetic closures make it just so much easier. Yeah, for sure.
Well, especially if you're throwing spare change in there, and I mean, and that's easily, if you didn't have that magnet there, it would just curl up and things would fall out, but it really helps keep things in. And I mean, even just looking inside the pockets here, this is actually really neat because you guys include a whole bunch of stuff.
That's right.
Mirrors and more pockets and more pockets.
We call it the illusion of organization. I think everybody wants to be organized, and I think our bags give you that feeling that this is going to make my world so much more organized. And when you travel, that's what you strive for.
Absolutely, because you want to know where that passport is, where your plane ticket is, and all that type of thing. So that's great. That's great. So that's kind of where it all started, and now we've just expanded and grown into big bags, little bags, everything.
Exactly. And one of our newer styles and our newer pieces is called the Flutter. And what we've done is we've really developed the line and developed the product. And this new style has our new fabric. And the fabric, it's beautiful. What we've done with this is created a more matte finish, which is just definitely more fashion driven. And customers are responding so well to this and finding that it just fits their lifestyle really well, and created new sizes that can be used as you know, crossbody purses. And this is something quite new for us.
And as you're saying, you know, coming from Lug, basically the thought process is, you know, a lot of people are going to be really using these products and traveling with these products, whether it's just, you know, transit every day to work or you're traveling cross country. There are a lot of pockets, again, the crossbody is really convenient and safe.
That's right.
And I love, you were showing me, was this.
Wonderful. This was designed as a water bottle holder. It's a magnetic closure, so when it's not in use, it folds away nice and neatly, but it becomes an extra hand. I have people telling me they put their umbrella in here, as you were saying, you know, baby bottle.
Baby bottle.
Exactly. And so what's nice about this line, one of our main customer bases is definitely moms and moms on the go. And you find that you just want anything to give you an extra hand and an extra space to put that one extra thing that you have to find a spot for, and this line does that for you. Right,
and again, you also have a baby bag as well.
We do.
But you can use a lot of these bags as baby bags.
For sure, we have the tuck, but what we found is many of our bags, our customers are incredibly ingenious, and they love the puddle jumper for a baby bag. So you find you get some great mileage out of it. You start off as a baby bag, but then you have a great carry-on.
That's what's nice about it too, right? You do like to have that versatility because your baby's only a baby for so long, and you want to keep the bag.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And
all right. So let's talk a little bit, let's move and talk a little bit about, again, obviously some of the other products, we have to talk about technology now. People carrying around their iPads and their laptops, and I mean, everybody pretty much has one or the other these days.
Exactly. So. And we definitely have filled that void. We've come out with two great new pieces that hold a 15-inch laptop as well as your iPad, and everybody at Christmas is looking for these great gifts. And what we do is something different again, like all of our bags. We've added a wonderful handle, and this handle can be used ingeniously to create a backpack. So you have some great storage, some great features, and every bag has extra features that you just find to be so helpful, and that's what customers keep coming back for and keep adding to their collection.
And I love that. And again, it's just, and it looks nice too, right? People are looking for that ideal bag that's for them. Obviously, we're talking about the fact that you're all about color as well, right? So it becomes your own bag and easily identifiable.
Exactly. Lug's mantra is living life in color, and all of our bags are available in the beautiful color range that we have, and you really feel that as Canadians we're a little bit more muted and a little bit safer, tend to be a gray and brown, and this just gives you that little punch of color in your life, and you feel that when you get to your destination you feel ready. So really great.
So what's this bag?
This is beautiful. It's called a flip top, and what it does, it gives you some, again, versatility. It is meant to be a travel carry-on, but what we've done is we've created 2 carry-on travel pieces in one. This can be taken apart, and you can make a top and bottom carry-on.
That's smart.
Really great. But when you're at home, this is also really useful. You keep this under the counter, and you keep your brushes on the top, your makeup at the bottom. So a beautiful gift for.
It's a great idea, actually. So this is, again, obviously our focus here too, with Christmas just being a couple of weeks away. I mean, great gift ideas. These are, I mean, anybody would love any of these. Obviously, also for the traveler as well. The fact that you have this great little fuzzy blanket.
It's so adorable. It's so adorable.
Away.
Exactly. It's called a knapsack, and the blanket actually comes inside of the case, and it also comes with a pillow form. So when you get on the plane, you have your pillow and you have your blanket. But we were talking about moms, and what a great piece to have in the back seat of the car. All good Canadians always carry a blanket in their car. And this is a great way to keep it clean and tidy, and really wonderful colors for everybody in your family to identify their blanket and pillow.
And you have a little kid one too that looks like a little teddy bear.
We do.
Little animals, actually, right?
We do. Adorable pieces, color undercover bears. Really, really cute.
They're so cute. So again, another great option for little kids or as a gift for mom. So very good. All right, this little guy over here, let's talk about him.
Beautiful. This is perhaps one of our best-selling pieces. It is a travel wallet, and when you travel you realize that you have all these extra things, and this piece is wonderful for that. It stows away everything you need for travel.
Oh, really? So you're talking passports, tickets, everything that you need,
everything
all
extra
in one little closure. And which is great is a lot of people are carrying around, even if you have another lug bag, a big bag.
This would come in the coordinating color, and it has this wonderful feature, and everybody in your family should have one.
Yeah, it's great. Now I'm looking at, I keep seeing more and more colors. How many colors do you have?
There are 10 colors in the lug line.
Oh wow,
it's really great.
It really is something for everybody, and again, you can, and also for males too. So not just females.
Definitely. Our main customer is definitely female, but definitely the families. We have something for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So again, available at all the TERRA locations around the region. So make sure you do check it out. And it's perfect right now. We're fully stocked up, and people can get their gifts. So thank you so much for coming on the show, Nicola.
Oh, thank you for having us.
And I'm already doing my own shopping. I've already got some things in mind. All right, we'll have more TERRA at home right after this quick break.
Live color fully at TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Good morning, welcome back to TERRA at Home. We are at a great little place called Elmhill Cookies downtown in the Bronte area. Well, I guess it's technically Oakville, right? We're in on Kerr Street. And I'm here with Janice Smith, and you're the owner of this great little cookie shop. And I mean, people can walk in, come in and have a cup of tea or a coffee and literally pick out from beautiful gourmet cookies. So let's talk about your history, your past, and how this all came to be.
I've loved cookies since I was a little girl, and it's been like of all the desserts, I wasn't really a cake person. I was always a cookie person. So that was kind of my thing. And growing up, I was always interested in bakeries, what they were doing, how they looked, what kind of things that they had. Really just sort of a fascination with bakeries and sort of what went on in the back sort of room of the bakeries. I didn't know.
And were you baking cookies a lot when you were a kid?
I baked from the time I was a little girl, but not just cookies. I mean, I baked all sorts of things. And then sort of as I moved along in my life, I spent a few years in England and married my husband and came back, had children. And then when I decided that I really wanted to open my own bakery. Right. I always felt that no one really paid attention to cookies. Like they should be the star of the show, and why aren't you paying more attention to cookies? So I decided that cookies was what I wanted to do. Right. So I went back to pastry school, or I went to pastry school, and then I worked in the industry for a couple of years, and then spent about a year and a half getting ready to open my bakery. Did all the design work, the packaging, recipe development, all the things that...
And that's the thing, it's quite the process, right? And again, you've basically kind of started living this right from when you were a kid. So it's a slow development. It's all the experiences along the way that make this final product.
Absolutely.
Right? Everything you've lived, everywhere you've been, I mean, being over in England, as you say, being in a pastry school, and getting the experience working for somebody else, learning what you like and what you don't like of the way things operate. And I love the focus on cookies too, because really when it comes down to desserts, same with me, and cookies don't have to be all about sugary sweet, right? And that's one thing with yours. I mean, now when I look at the theme here, it's very natural, it's very earthy, but it's also very boutique-like. This is obviously you found that place that you wanted it to be.
Well, I think if you had to say what this business was about, it's really about the details. It's about the details in the ingredients we use. It's about the details in how we make the cookies. It's about the details of the packaging, of all the items that we've chosen that sort of make the experience good. So from the time you walk in the front door and you smell that smell, to the time you come in and sort of look at the cookie showcase, which is just behind you, all of that creates the environment and sort of the experience that we want people that come into the store to have.
And so you know, moving along, you obviously do anything from buying, you know, people can come and buy cookie trays, even for just for their own personal use at home, but corporately you can set up, and again, you can just see there's a difference. There's something very, I'll even always use the word high-end about it. It's just very, very particular, and as you say, the packaging, it starts with that. People look at that and they can say, okay, you know what, I'm about to have something really fantastic here. And the best part is, it is good too, right?
We hope. I mean, our focus is on the taste of the cookies rather than the decoration. So we like our cookies to look nice, but we really want them to taste great.
Yeah,
so
because you hear people say that, right? They'd be like, oh, that looks really good. Oh, but that doesn't taste good. Yours actually tastes good.
Well, that's where we put a lot of our energy. All our focus goes on to making sure that taste really comes through. So if earlier this year we've been doing pie cookies, and people are just like, they're just so excited about it when we post it on Facebook or Twitter. So they're little tiny mini pie cookies that, you know, taste like peaches or taste like apple pie. Well, they are, because they have that in it. So people get a little excited over.
And we're talking about the actual style of your cookies. You're saying you're not a lot about being all fancy with icings and sprinkles and all that kind of stuff. You make the design by the way you cut the pastry and everything, right?
I mean, all of our cookies are square or squarish, as we like to say. So they're, you know, we try and get them as square as possible, but naturally so. And as a result of that, like one of our taglines is no corners cut. So we like to have people look at our cookies and say, oh, that's an Elmhill cookie. They kind of know immediately what it is.
That's actually a really great thing for your company as well, is to have that quick distinction of and recognizability, right?
For sure. Well, it's brand, so it's brand recognition that you know I've put a lot of energy into, and I think it's kind of resonating with people that come in and say, well, I had some at a party, or I was at a a friend gave these to me, and came in to check us out.
Well, even down to the sugar cookies and your gingerbread cookies, they have square heads on them instead of round heads.
Yes,
which I love.
Yep. No, that was
great idea.
My nephew came up with that one night. He scribbled a picture for me, and gave me this picture with a gingerbread with a square head, and so we decided to go with that.
That's cute. Well, so let's fast forward to obviously this time of year. People every year, since I had my little guy, said, "Oh, I'm going to do my baking this year. I'm going to do my baking this year," and for some reason I never get around to it. So you're a good solution for that, that's for sure. Especially when I find I have people, people just drop by for tea or coffee, and just to have some great cookies in the house is a good thing. So people can order cookies from you, and obviously doing gingerbread houses, and even gift sets like this. This is something I think that's really actually great to take to somebody when you're going to visit them.
Yeah,
someone could bring me this, no problem.
No, it's great. Last year we had a woman that came in on, I think it was the 23rd of December. She was in a panic. She was just frantic. And it was at the end of the day. We didn't have very many cookies. She'd been at home baking all day, and she was going to a cookie exchange, and her dog had eaten, she'd set them down, and her dog had eaten all the cookies. So she came in and wondered what we could do to help her. So we were able to help her, but we have some very funny
I bet you've heard some good stories. Usually that would be my dad more that would have eaten all the cookies, but dogs too as well. So I'm sure you get
eat them.
So again, people can buy teas and coffees here as well, right?
Sure. So we have what we like to serve with the cookies is we don't do lattes or anything like that, but we do a really great freshly brewed illy coffee and Italian coffee and some loose leaf tea, which really complements. We have all different types of milk, almond milk, soy milk.
That's cute. Yep. Yeah, because it's almost like you talk about your cookie and milk bar, right? So people can literally come and have a cookie and a glass of milk.
Sure. People bring their kids after school to have a cookie and milk. If they've done well in school.
Yes.
Or for special treats, we have couples that
potty
come
rewards.
on dates. Yeah, potty rewards.
I'm on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We have couples that come on dates. We have, so it's a really, really nice mix. And people are happy when they come in here. They love the atmosphere. They love, sort of what we're about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's a great concept. And the fact that you can come into a cookie store and literally sit down and have a cookie, so you can sit for a while and keep buying cookies.
Yeah,
which is a great idea. So, well, thank you for coming and allowing us to come into your business and really get an idea. Again, this is a really special little one-off store, and I love to feature places like this because this is something that's, again, good product, and you know what you're getting. You do weddings, you do parties.
We do lots and lots of weddings.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something for people to know too. I'm sure that's a lot of work, but they look beautiful in the end. So, Janice, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And again, it's Elmhill, and we're right down on Kerr Street in Oakville. We'll be back with more Terra at Home.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Welcome back to Terra at Home. It's that time of year, lots of entertaining to be had, and if you're a seafood lover, this is definitely a place to be. I'm here with Denise from Mermaid and Oyster, downtown Oakville. This is on Kerr Street, actually. Kerr Street's becoming the place. This is there's some really great little places, but you've been here how long now?
We're going into our 13th year.
Good for you. Yeah. That's awesome. So your husband's from the East Coast, and
originally from PEI.
You guys have based this around something you would see down there, this store.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it very charming to the fact that when you were going on holidays, either in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, PEI, you're going to come across a quaint little shop and walk in, buy some fresh fish, perhaps have a beautiful bowl of chowder or a lobster, and put that in your memory.
And that's the great part, is that it's also a little bit of a cafe, so people can buy some lunch here, as well as, again, getting really great tips, because a lot of people have questions about how to cook seafood and getting it fresh, and you guys know what you're talking about. So that brings us obviously to Christmas time. You do catering as well,
yes,
but a lot of times people want to come and just buy and take it home and cook it. Cooking a lobster, a lot of people have questions about it. You say it's pretty straightforward, but people panic and kind of freak out, right?
Well, I mean, it's like anything. We're not really brought up. I mean, even though we have this big body of water that's in our neighborhood, we don't really eat anything from it. And
we shouldn't anyway.
Yes. With that in mindset, we're not really brought up with fresh seafood. And so people that are brought up in Europe or in the East or West Coast, they are familiar with cooking lobsters and crabs and you know, salmon and things like that.
Right.
With lobster, I'm just going to grab one actually from the tank.
Okay.
And
it's like, no, not me. I don't want to be the one today.
So
did you sign a waiver?
Yeah. This is about 1.5 pound lobster. This is a male lobster, and how you would tell is you basically would take the lobster and you flip it over in the back, and sometimes they're a little shy like that.
It's kicking.
The top two. Come on now. He's embarrassed.
He's tickly.
The top two claws on the top of them, if they're hard, it's a male. And if they're soft and feathery, it's a female.
Oh, okay.
You can also tell a female by she will have a wider tail.
See, I never knew this stuff. I'm learning right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Flavor-wise, no difference in flavor. What we bring in is Atlantic hardshell lobsters. Atlantic hardshell lobsters compared to a Maine lobster might be on the softer side. So when you take your 2 hands or 2 fingers and you would push into the shell like this, your fingers are not going to collapse into its body. You do want it to be nice and hard. So why do you want that? You don't want it to be full of water. You want the shell to be nice and hard so that it's what you're paying for is the meat, not just the shell.
Right, okay.
So,
all right.
so I'm going to pop this guy. This, what we do is we steam lobsters, and then in a lobster, you can use a large pot like this, or it all depends on how many lobsters. It's only a small amount of water. So it's a steaming process, not a boiling process, which a lot of people have.
A lot of people have a big vat of water, right?
And they wonder, why does it take so long to boil? Well, because you have water that's up to here. It's going to take a good half hour, 45 minutes to get that to a little bit of a boil.
Okay, good tip.
You want it to be a rapid boil.
Okay.
So in here I've got water, a small amount of water with a fair amount of sea salt. And then I brought that to a boil, and then I'm just going to put my lid here for a second. I'm going to take my lobster and I'm going to fling his bands off, and he gets a little bit testy. So you want to make sure your hands are far enough away from him so he can't get back and grab you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put him in head first. He's not going to cry, he's not going to scream. That's a myth. They have no feeling, they have no nerves, so they don't feel anything.
Okay.
So I'm going to lose my boil because I've just put a cold lobster into that pot.
Right.
Going to wait for that to come back to its second boil. And the rule of thumb with lobsters, it's 8 minutes a pound from the second boil. So this guy being 1.5 pounds, it's going to be about a 12-minute steam time.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So we're just going to leave that guy go in there, and I put my clock on right now for 12 minutes.
Very good. Okay, so let's talk about, I mean, obviously there are, you know, while we're letting him kind of do his thing, we have, you know, so many other options with seafood, especially when it comes to entertaining. Like doing something like this, like a bit of a tower, is so great for when you're having people over during the holiday season.
Well, you always want a wow factor. You don't want to just go to the grocery store and buy a shrimp ring.
Right.
You want your friends to go, wow, you've spent some time and some energy on entertaining us. Family, you know, you simply maybe just put the shrimp out in a bowl and not fuss as much. But, you know, when you want it to be a display, you want it to look nice, you want it to look eye appealing. So what we've done here is a little Christmas tree.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we've just used simple cocktail toothpicks. We've speared it in, and a little bit of the grape tomatoes just to give it a little bit of color, and of course a little lemon on top. And then fresh shucked oysters on the bottom. You can do a lot of variation of different types of seafood. A lot of things that you can do are pre-cooked, ready for you to buy, or we can also do it for you. We can platter these things up. You can purchase them from us and then take them out.
I love that.
But if you want to use your own flair, you can do it also.
So that's the thing. And now, you know, we should probably go over to the fact, like, okay, well, he's cooking in there, but when he comes out, when exactly do you wait till he cools down to crack him open? Why don't you show us how you do that?
Yeah, sure. What I've done here is I've already cooked this guy, and he's cold. But what you would normally do for when these guys are cooked, or girls, you want to do an ice bath. So you have a cold water with crushed ice or ice in it, and then you put your cooked lobsters in there and let them cool down. Cool down. Because it's like asparagus. They will still continuously cook in their shells. Sure. So you want to stop the cooking process, and that is a lot of people will do is either overcook or undercook.
So, yeah, and that's another scary part for people, right?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them. So I actually, I whip these guys off, the antennas. They don't really need them for presentation. They just kind of get in the way. So I spread his tail out, and then I take and I hold in the middle, cut right down the center of the tail, and then I flip them around. Go right to where I stopped last time.
So you go right through the whole body.
Right through the whole body.
Boom.
And at this time is when I take off the 2 claws. we're going to use those. We're going to take the meat out of those claws and we're going to stuff them in the bodies.
Okay.
So inside there, this is a male lobster. You're going to have the AK green stuff, which is called tamale. Tamale is very edible. It's my favorite part of lobster. It's the first part that I eat. Most people just like the tails. They don't bother with the knuckles and claws. I actually like the tamale and I like the knuckles and claws.
Yeah, I like the knuckles and claws too, but I don't know about the tamale part. That's kind of fun.
I look at it as kind of like avocado.
Yeah, okay. We can pretend that. That sounds fun.
So because you don't like it, what we'll do is we'll scoop it out. Okay.
So that's easy.
And you can put it to the side. This is great to use if you are a little bit of a chef and you want to make certain things. This makes a great lobster paste for making lobster bisque.
Okay.
So don't ever throw that out unless, of course, you just know that you'll never use it. But
okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and we're going to finish up and you're going to actually stuff one of these guys and show us how you can do it. Make it fancy. We'll be right back.
Live color fully at TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home, and we're back with Denise, and we're learning the ins and outs of a lobster, and we're on the inside now.
Yes.
And so you were just saying, like, quickly to kind of learn how to, we've already learned how to crack open the lobster, but now you're going to do the claws, which is another whole story. People actually cut themselves on these.
Yeah, and what a lot of people do is when they present a lobster to their guests, they'll actually present it whole on the table, and they'll put out the crackers, and people will start cracking, and that's part of the fun of eating a lobster.
Put down newspaper and make a mess, right?
Well, this way is called a stuffed lobster. So if you have, perhaps you want to just put it out and then you're doing a buffet, you don't really want the shells and water and things like that going around your home.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And of course, someone's elderly doesn't have the hand strength to perhaps get into those things.
Good point.
So what I do is I teach my clients how to crack it, stuff it, and then, or we can do it for you, and then you would just reheat it or serve it cold.
Oh, so, I like that.
So we've taken the tamale out. Now we're just going to crack the claw. And sorry, Leslie.
Oh, it's okay. It's all good.
So all we're doing is we're going to take our knife and we're going to. That's why I said it gets a little juicy.
It's all part of the job. It's okay.
That's a nice big claw.
That's great.
Now, what we can do is we can leave it whole, but what I like to do is I like to break it in half because sometimes there's a cartilage in there that you don't want anyone to choke on. And then you do is stuff it inside there.
Oh, cool. So we should mention your website, again, if people want to find out more information.
You just want to Google Mermaid and the Oyster, and basically we have a blog.
Yeah, you do, and it's really cool. You can find information. And again, catering is great too, if you don't want to have to go through any of this yourself. But it's a great shop, great folks, and come in and find out more information about seafood and how you can prepare it at home as well. And it's just, it works out very well. So thank you for letting us come in here.
Problem.
And again,
thank you for coming.
Right on Kerr Street in Oakville, and it's a great little shop, Mermaid and Oyster. That's it for now. We'll be back with more.